Hey guys, what is up? It's Vanguard here, and today guys, we're here with another video for you guys all today. And today's video is going to be a different type of video. Basically guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Downfall of Zombies with the release of Cold War and Vanguard. And basically where everything went wrong and why Zombies is kind of in the state it is right now. Let's get into it guys. If you guys haven't and you want to, drop a like, subscribe, it's appreciated. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. There also will be BO3 gameplay in the background, and maybe some Cold War in that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you guys want to know the Downfall of Zombies, we got to go back to when Zombies was at its peak, and that peak was Black Ops 3 Zombies. The reason why Black Ops 3 was so successful was because they basically took the formula from the other games, BO2, BO1, World at War, and basically did the exact same thing but just tuned it up and added a few things and changed a few gameplay mechanics and turned it into a really solid game. They added the sliding into the game, they added gobblegums, which is probably one of the greatest things they ever did into a Zombies game. It added a lot of like gameplay and mechanics and everything, and really added to the game of Zombies. You had all the Easter eggs, really good Easter eggs. Had a solid map releasings with so overall BO3 was a solid game. And after BO3 guys, right before BO4 came out actually, really BO4 was the start of the downfall for me, for anyone I think, because everyone after the success of BO3, the community, the COD Zombies community wanted a game basically that is, they said they wanted a completely new and different Zombies experience. Or being somewhat successful at that, it did change quite a bit. But yeah, people weren't a huge fan of BO4. Part of that was because of Activision rushing to get BO4 out really quickly, which doesn't help, because at that time Fortnite was at its peak, and basically they told Treyarch and everything to cut the campaign off of BO4 to make a battle royale, which was Blackout at the time, which Blackout was not good at all. So it didn't help the game that they didn't have a campaign, and they basically made Treyarch have to rush the game production by like a few months, and it hurt the game quite a bit. You guys remember the phase of the blue screen on that game? That was fun. And when I mean fun, I mean I'm being sarcastic. It wasn't a very good one. Almost every like people would crash at round 5 and everything, and it was so unstable to the point it was actually unplayable. And people were complaining, and it actually took a while for BO4 to become playable, but it didn't help, and people were already disappointed with BO4. They did add Ancient Evil, and they had 9, and they had the whole Chaos story, which again I didn't think was terrible. By the time Alpha Omega came out, right before it, basically Activision told Treyarch to start working on Cold War, and so basically Treyarch completely cut the funding for like in half or something like that, to make it work. And basically then you got a rushed Alpha Omega and a rushed Tag to Toten, which actually did hurt the game quite a bit, because Tag was the ending of the main characters, Nikolai, Dempsey, Takio, Richthofen, and it felt so rushed, and well, it didn't feel satisfying at all, especially for like a 10-year story. BO4 was for years considered the worst game, which I could see. It definitely was at the time, especially BO3, BO2, BO1, World at War. It definitely was the worst, weakest Treyarch game. To Cold War, everyone was saying they were so hyped for it, that this was going to be the next great Zombies game. And I was one of the few people who wasn't confident in it, you know? I had no confidence in Treyarch for Cold War. I had a feeling it was going to be a mediocre game at best, and which is actually sad, because I really wanted Cold War to be like the next game. And I remember at the launch of Cold War, everyone was saying it was up there with BO3, and I was one of the few people at that time that said, "Bro, are you good? Like, you're comparing BO3 to Cold War." Like, I did not like a lot of stuff about that game in terms of gameplay mechanic and everything. Hated it. They started to like really overcomplicate everything, They brought back the OG perk system, but you had to get upgrades for it. And while I liked the idea of it, the upgrades were so broken to the point where the game was so easy and not challenging, where anyone, people would always, like, especially on my channel at least, people would flex to me that they got around 100 all the time. And, you know, fair play to them, right? Like, really high rounds on Cold War, it's because it's too easy. It really is, you know. Especially with the perks, and every single time they added a new perk, you know, they added Meal Kick, they added Death Perception, they added PhD, they added quite a few perks actually. So after that, everyone was defending it, and Cold War, they started not giving us content for a while, and I remember that hurting the game quite a bit. And I started to notice really the downfall of zombies when the first time they didn't add a round-based map, a normal map, and they added Outbreak, and then they started updating Outbreak constantly. And guys, I think right now I'm gonna say it, I think Outbreak has killed zombies. I think, you know, when I first saw Outbreak, I'm like, if this is the future of zombies, zombies is. I'm not against Outbreak. Like, Outbreak could be a cool idea, but they're just putting so much. They're putting all their eggs into one basket, really, with Outbreak. And for me, it didn't hit. I think for a lot of people, Outbreak was really just overrated. A lot of people love it, and if you do, you know, fair enough. But I'm a guy of simple zombies, you know. Back in the day at Knock, you used to get dropped into a map with a shit gun, and you got wall weapons in a box. That's what you had, or perks, and you see how long you survive. It was such a simple game back in the day, and you know, to see how it's like changed completely. Like, it's not even recognizable as the same game anymore. Cold War was a disappointing game for me. It really was, you know. Yeah, it was just, I don't know what it is about Cold War, but they started updating Outbreak, I remember that, and then they gave us Firebase, which again was lackluster to me, and then they stopped giving us maps for about 5-6 months, like 4 or 5 months, until Malware came out. And I will say, the one saving thing about Cold War, the one map I like on Cold War fully, is Malware de Toten. Like, Malware's a solid map. Like, I personally enjoy Malware, but like, out of every map, that's the only map I actually enjoyed. And if you take it in, really, you had 6 seasons, right, in Cold War, and you had a launch, and you only got 4 maps in basically 7 things, which is really bad. That's very little content. And yeah, you got the maps for free, but you had to buy the game to get it for free. So don't like about Cold War, and this is me personally, I know a lot of people probably casuals like it, and probably a lot more like people like it. But people, Cold War would hold your hand basically. I find Cold War, a lot of people who like Cold War are casuals or new players, and you know, that's fair enough, you know, a game that caters to the casual people and all that. But if you're a hardcore zombies fan, like, since the, like, World at War BO1, BO2, even BO3, you're probably not gonna like Cold War, because those games didn't hold your hand. You had to figure it out, you had to learn the map, you know, and everything like that. And that is one thing I didn't like about Cold War. It just held your hand too much. I know a lot of people do love Cold War, which fair enough. But I just don't like the gameplay mechanics. And when they started updating only Outbreak and not giving us round-based, it started to worry me a little bit. Vanguard, as I'm recording this, it came out a day ago. I've seen first gameplay of it and everything. I'm not. It's looking rough. It's looking rough. Supposedly there's not going to be any round-based maps on launch, which mind blows me actually to think about. And it's actually really disappointing. You know, it's not, you can't fully blame Cherok. You know, once you think about it, they had BO4 and then they got pushed after BO4 to do Cold War, and now they're getting pushed to do Vanguard Zombies. So it's not, you can't fully blame Cherok for this. It's mainly Activision, an Outbreak kind of onslaught game mode from Cold War, a hybrid kind of thing. And like, Outbreak was, or Onslaught was alright. It wasn't anything too special, but it just doesn't look good. Supposedly there's no wonder weapon, which is mad to think about. There's no wonder weapons in the map, I've heard. There's no Easter egg as well, so basically what Vanguard is doing is they're fully getting rid of what made zombies special, you know? I love zombies and I'll always love zombies. But if this is the route zombies is heading, guys, personally for me, I see myself playing World at War to BO4. Maybe some Cold War occasionally. Playing some MAU or something, but I do not see myself playing Vanguard. If I do play Vanguard, it's gonna be when the game's fully out or fully done its cycle, or because I don't want to waste like at least where I live in Canada, it costs like $90. I'm not willing to spend $90 on a game I'm not gonna be happy with and want to play constantly. You know, I bought Cold War because I was hyped and everything, but now that I don't know, that Cold War's out, I'm kind of disappointed in the game. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, guys, Vanguard. I'm not excited for how where zombies is headed. Really, came out, guys, back in the day. Like when you got BO1, you're like, oh yes, let's go. Treyarch's making this game. It's gonna be great. You know, we're gonna have a great time playing zombies. Like I remember on BO2, I started on BO2 and I just would play Transit, but I would have fun playing Transit with friends and everything. You know, your opinions on this? But I know it's early in Vanguard's cycle. Like it's just launched. So you gotta cut it some slack, but like I played the beta of Vanguard, the multiplayer and everything, and it felt like a Cold War. It felt like a Cold War, World War II, like zombies reskin. Really, it felt like those two games kind of combined into one. And the state of zombies right now, like, why change zombies? Like, you should have just stuck with what was working. Like, I know people were asking for a different thing, but now you're just doing Outbreak. Like, it doesn't. Like that's not what you do. Like that's not a smart idea. You've made Treyarch's made a lot of good games, a lot of good zombie games, a lot of good enjoyment for over a decade. And yeah. What made zombies good? Like you don't even have I know okay, they killed off Nikolai, they killed off the Primus and Ultimus crew, and yeah, fair enough. You know, give them an ending, but. Honestly, maybe this is just me, but personally, I prefer the Chaos story over the story we got right now on Cold War and Vanguard. At least, I don't know, maybe that's just me, guys. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know, but I prefer Chaos over the Dark Ether story. I don't know, and let me know, guys, when you think the downfall of zombies was. I'm saying it was the start of BO4, was slowly the downfall, and it only got worse as they kept on releasing games. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, drop a like, subscribe. I do zombies content and some other content as well. And yeah, Vanguard's not looking good to me. I'm not a fan of them only doing Outbreak right now. Like it's just an Outbreak, which a lot of people hate Outbreak. I know a lot of you guys that watch me hate Outbreak. And yeah, it's not looking good for me. It's not looking good right now. But take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, 7 guys signing out, guys. Peace out.